Okay, so you practice problem for the final exam review number 1. Solve the equation, check for extraneous solutions, and our equation is 4 times absolute value of 5 minus 5x equals 7x plus 6. Okay, so the first step is to get the absolute value by itself on one side of the equation. So to do that, because I'm going to divide both sides by this 4. And so that's going to give me the absolute value of 5 minus 5x equals 7/4 x plus 3/2. 6/4 is going to be 3/2. Okay? All right, and then when I set up an absolute value equation, I know from, I think you guys probably did this in Math 1. I'm going to take the inside of the absolute value, and I'm going to set it. I'm going to set up 2 cases. First case, I'm just going to drop the absolute value bars. So 5 minus 5x equals 7/4 x plus 3/2. Or my second case, I'm going to drop the bars again. So 5 minus 5x equals, but then I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to negate everything on the right side. So negative 7/4 x. I'm just going to change the signs on the right side of the equation. Negative 7/4 x minus 3/2. Okay, so now I just need to solve these 2 linear equations. So for the first one, I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to start by subtracting 7/4 x on both sides. So negative 5x minus 7/4 x. I need negative 5 minus 7/4. That gives me negative 6.75x. And I've got this 5 on the left equals 3/2. And then I want to subtract 5 on both sides. So I've got negative 6.75x equals 3/2 minus 5, negative 3.5. And then divide both sides by the negative 6.75. And I've got x equals a long decimal, but I'm going to go Math 1, enter, and I get a fraction of 14/27. Okay, I'm not going to put it in a box yet though, because I do have to check it. All right, then my second case, similar steps. I need to, I'm going to add 7/4 to both sides, or excuse me, add 7/4 x to both sides. So I've got this 5, and then I need negative 5 plus 7/4. So that's going to be negative 3.25x equals negative 3/2. And then subtract 5 on both sides. And I've got negative 3.25x equals negative 6.5. And now divide both sides by negative 3.25. And I've got x equals two. Okay, and again, I'm not going to put it in a box because I still have to check it. So I have to go back to the original problem, substitute in. So here's my, let me rewrite the original. It was 4 times the absolute value all right, and then I'm going to put, let's see, I've got absolute value 5 minus, I'm going to check the 14/27. So 4 times absolute value 5 minus 5 times 14/27 equals 7 times, put 14/27 in, plus 6. So 4, and then absolute value. Let's see if that works. 5 minus 5 times 14/27. So I've got 65/27. On the right side, 7 times 14 is 98/27 plus 6. Okay, and then coming back over here, absolute value of 65/27 is still 65/27. Multiply that by 4. That gives me 260/27. And then on the right side, 98/27 plus 6. $260/27. So it's giving me the same thing on both sides. So 14/27 check, so I can put that in a box. And then I'm going to do the same for x equal 2. And I'm out of space. So let me write the problem. Absolute value 5 minus 5x equals 7x plus 6, and I'm going to substitute in 2 for x. So absolute value of 5 minus 10 is negative 5. And then 14 plus 6 is 20. And I forgot that I was supposed to have, the original problem had a 4 in the front of the absolute value. Okay, so that's what it should be. All right, so absolute value of negative 5 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. So 2 also checks. All right, so my correct answer for number 1 is going to be D, x equal 2, x equal 14/27. So D.